Man, I can't catch a break, guys. So H&R Block fucked up on my taxes. So it was this year for me to claim my son. So I go and claim him. And here's the thing, is that I went with the guy differently because the girl who I usually do, she retired and I really liked her. So I started going to the one where my grandmother goes to, but I didn't get the guy that I wanted. I got a different guy because it's been so busy. And I go in there, and it seems like this guy was just rushing me out, which he was. He rushed me out, and he's like, all right, you need to sign here, sign here, sign here. And he didn't even go over the paperwork with me at all. And he's like, I just need you to sign, sign, sign. So I'm signing, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, how much am I getting back? And he's like, oh, it's in the envelope. It tells you how much. I was like, I opened it up, $1,000. $1,100 actually. And I'm like, no. I'm like, dude, I'm like, I get a child tax credit. I usually get about $3K. So total, when I claim my son, I get about $4,500, $5,000 every time I claim him, every other year. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, well, I got another customer right now, so I'll have to give you a call later. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go get some coffee, go over this paperwork. Maybe Trump fucked something up, you know, because everyone's all like, oh, Trump's gonna help us out. And I did some research, and I'm like, this doesn't seem right. And I'm like, so I instantly go back there, and I waited for an hour. And this guy's like, after he got done with the other guy, he's like, oh yeah, hey, how can I help you? I'm like, what do you fucking mean, can I help me? I'm like, what's going on? He's like, well, I haven't had time to look over it. And I'm like, well, you're gonna look over it right now. I'm like, seriously? I'm like, what is going on? And he's like, oh yeah, I see what went wrong. And I was like, okay, let's fix it. He's like, and he looks at me with a weird look, and I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm sorry, man. Exactly how he said it. This is exactly how he said it, word for word. I'm sorry, man. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm sorry. And he kept saying, and he just didn't want to finish his sentence. I'm like, bro, what? And he's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was supposed to click on this one where you have, you know, to get your tax credit, your full tax credit. I was like, okay, let's fix it. He's like, it's already sent to the IRS. I was like, okay, what do we do? And he's like, you have to amend it. And I was like, okay, let's amend it right now. He's like, no, you don't get it. It's going to take about 3 months to do that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you seriously fucking kidding me right now? And he's like, I'm so sorry, man. And now he's like, and he just kept saying that, I'm so sorry, man. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, I'm having a hell of a year. I'm like, and I told him, like, if you only knew what I've been going through lately, I'm like, I really need this money for the next couple of weeks to keep me afloat because I am drained of my money. I'm like, you have no idea how much I'm drained right now. I'm drained so much that I had to sell my fucking drone, you know? And that was another thing. I had to sell my drone, guys. Wasn't happy about it, but I had to do it. And I'm like, so what's the process? He's like, oh, I'm gonna have to try to cancel it, then you're gonna have to mail it in. And then I'm like, dude, I'm like, of all the time I've dealt with H&R Block, this has never happened. It's the most unprofessional thing I've ever had to deal with. So I'm gonna try and call them up and be all like, yo, you're gonna pay for this, you're gonna get a full refund. Like, I'm not paying shit for taxes, you know? It's like, this is stupid. I paid you and that was another thing, it went up in price to file with these guys. Then I'm gonna start doing TurboTax from now on or something else. This is ridiculous. From H&R Block, I spent $350 to file my taxes. I spent $350 for these guys to fuck up my taxes, and make me wait three to 4 months to get my money back. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Ooh, I'm so lit right now, dude. Have any of you guys had your taxes screwed up? I've heard about this before, and everyone's telling me that I have to amend them and fill out a form and mail crap in. Like, if anyone of you guys go through this or know anything about this, like, hit me up in the comment section, would you? I didn't wave to you, maybe he knows me. Guy who did my taxes, he's like, oh, I'll give you a phone call later on today or tomorrow to see if I can do anything. Do you think they can stop that, or do, you know, how early we done it, or do I still have to go through this process of like 3 months? So I'm trying to be optimistic about it, you know. You know how everyone has like a hate relationship with Motor City Power Sports? This guy was trying to tell me that I only have to change my oil on my Grom like every 2,500 miles. Like, give or take, if not more. Do you guys agree with that? Like, I don't wheelie my bike or anything like that. take really good care of it. I don't know, I just feel like he's really wrong, because there's so many people out there that sits there and they say they change every 500 to 1,000 miles. And I used to do every 1,000, now I'm trying to do every 500, and he's like, oh, that's just too much. And I'm trying to get your guys' opinions on it. How do you feel about it? Oh, that was another thing. I don't know why I didn't even think about recording this. I go into Kroger's, right? And I'm just hearing all this commotion, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I never film in Kroger's because, you know, I try not to film in any places because I don't want the hassle, and I don't know if you can or cannot, and I just don't want to deal with it. And, you know, there's really not anything interesting going on in there. But last night there was. This lady was just going off on this cashier. And I'm just standing there in the frozen aisle section, just standing there, just listening in. And she's just going off on this lady. You don't talk to me like that. You're an employee. And I'm like, what the frick is going on? And she's just like calling up a storm, man. Like, this lady was crazy. Like, 5150 her ass crazy. Like, bye. See you next year. Like, you gotta go. And the cashier was like, I only said this. And the lady's like, no, it's how you said it, and just started going off. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna ream a new one into this lady. And all of a sudden this guy was in the aisle over, and he's like, you don't talk to her like that, she works here, she's an employee, you don't have a right to da 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 da. And I'm just like this clapping. I was all like, priceless. And the lady's like, I want to talk to a manager. And she like comes around the corner, and she's right by me, and she's like yelling at the guy who's still at the one aisle over, you don't know what happened, da 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 da. And he's like, I'm just giving you a taste of your own medicine. How does it feel to be yelled at, da da da? You don't even know the story, mind your business. And she walks by, and I'm like, you know what, you made it everybody's business by yelling and acting like a fool in the store. I was like, he's right. And she's like, you shut up too, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. That's all she said. And as she's just yelling, as she's walking off, where's the manager? Where's the manager? And I'm like, you know what? And as she started walking off, I was like, you know, it's people like you that drive me fucking crazy. I was like, I can't stand living in fucking Oakland County. I was like, you're all freaking rich, uptight pricks who think you're entitled to everything around here, and you can treat anybody the way you want to be treated. I'm like, no, not gonna happen. I was like, you can get the fuck out. I was like, you can literally get the fuck out. How dare you talk to me like that? I'm like, I'm talking to you just like you would talk to her just now. I'm like, it's so disrespectful. And I was like, and another thing, I was like, that woman can't say anything without losing her job, so I'm gonna do it for her. You know what? This is exactly what she's gonna say. And I looked at her and I was like, fuck you, lady. I was like, you're fucking crazy. I'm like, you're fucking batshit crazy. And oh man, dude, it set her off so bad. And I was like, and then it was hilarious because I don't really know anybody in there, but they all know me because I'm constantly in there every day, going there for like my grandmother because she always wants snacks left and right. And so I never take off the helmet, but I also never record in there because, you know, I just don't. And two of the cashiers come up to me because I've had a couple conversations with them. Oh man, did you get that on film? Da 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 da. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, I didn't even cross my mind. I was like, damn, I wish I was recording that. I was like, that would have been pretty cool. And he's like, thanks for stepping up. And then the old lady, because she was an old lady who was at the cashier getting chewed out, she comes walking by and she's like, thank you, sir. I was like, that's no problem. I'm like, I shouldn't have to do that. I'm like, people need to learn to have some respect. And that's the thing, is like, if you give me respect, you know, that's the thing. It's like, I understand, but it's so like a fine line for me is, you know, I feel respect's earned, it's not given. But when it comes to older people, I give them the benefit of the doubt majority of the time, and I give them respect. You know, respect for your elders is how I've been raised. But if you rub me the wrong way and you just start instantly being really disrespectful, oh, the gloves are off instantly. I'm just gonna tell you how I feel about it. And a couple people that I ride with, they've seen it firsthand with me, is that they're like, no, Shane, let it go, da 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 da. You guys will learn, just like how everybody else knows, is that I will speak my mind freely. I'm not the one to be shy to shut up and let someone just ramble on or sit there and try to act like they're hotter than the next. I don't pretend to be someone that's the hardest guy that'll knock your ass out, but I also will stick up for myself, and I will stick up for people, for others, and I always have, and I always will. Dang, that's holding on by a thread. Look at that shit. Damn. Look at that. Dude, that's like a big safety hazard. Look at that shit just wobbling like that. Ooh, we got the 5-0 in front of us. Let's try to fuck with him a little bit. No, it's a bad idea, but I'm bored. Want to race? It's like, yeah. Oh, he's not having it today. He probably saw the GoPro and he's like, nope, I'm not messing with this kid. He's just trying to get a reaction video. Damn. Whoa, lady. That's why females shouldn't drive. I'm gonna get so much flack for that. Guys that have girlfriends, engaged, married, whatever, do you drive or do you let your woman drive? I've been always the type of person that needs to drive. Shockingly enough, I get car sick and everything when someone else, you know, drives. I'm in the passenger or the back seat. I don't know what it is. I just get really motion sickness. The only downside of not having a mirror is I constantly gotta turn around and make sure ain't no cops behind me. Shit drives me nuts. Oh, I bet Sub D would have a field day with that. Is this an SRT? Trackhawk. Never heard of a Jeep Trackhawk. Have you guys? Roll out. Man, what I wouldn't give to have a 250 engine on this Grom. You'd be like, oh shit! Yeah, I just want to get a yellow Ford Focus. Okay. Yeah, let me get a Ford Focus ST in yellow. What is it supposed to be? Bumblebee off Transformers? It's supposed to be a school bus? I should ask this guy to like be like, what made you choose yellow? It's just as bad as going with pink. Or like some puke green. Found on road dead. Ford. Move it, Ford. Another Ford Focus. What the hell are they multiplying today? My whole family gave me so much shit when I bought a Nissan back in 08, and it was just non-stop, like, ridiculous. Couldn't believe it. They're like, what made you buy a Nissan? You're like, I don't fucking know. Got green, homie. What made you buy a Nissan? You're like, good on gas mileage? Dope ass car? Yeah. I used to own, they only brought 5 of them to Michigan, and I think they only made about 100 of them. A couple hundred of them. You can go look them up. If you want a 2008 Nissan SER Spec V. It was a fully loaded, at that time, it was fully loaded. The car cost me $32,000, and I was leasing it. Now, imagine this. I was 19 at the time, and I was babyface. You know how much my car insurance was and my payments? Whew. Jeez. And I was only working at McDonald's full time. And that was back when min wage was like around $5.50, $6. My insurance was more than my car payment, but not by much. My car payment was $345 a month, and my car insurance was $410. I spent basically every dollar of my checks on that car for like a year, and then finally I couldn't afford it no more and had to give her up. I was so sad to do so. It was an awesome car. And what was cool about it was that was with a discount. My friend Matt, his dad worked for Nismo, and I'm pretty sure you guys know what Nismo is. And that was with his discount I got for the car. If without that, it would have been over like 400 bucks. And his son kept getting prototype parts for exhausts and intakes and everything. And he was testing them out because also had a Nissan SCR Spec V. That's what drew me into it. We worked together and he showed up with that car. I was like, dude, that's sweet. And I never thought I would ever get the same car as he did. And I got it in blue, and man, he was pissed. And then somehow he totaled, a lady pulled out in front of him and totaled it like 2 weeks later, and he went and got something else. But then he's like, hey man, I'll sell you all the aftermarket parts. And I was like, nah man, I can't buy that, because he wanted a pretty penny for him. They weren't even released yet. He wasn't even supposed to give them to me. They were just prototypes of what was to come for next year. And that was pretty sweet back then. The good old days when I used to work at fast food. Well, I don't know if you want to consider pizza fast food. And I knew everyone at every fast food place. And so we'd always hit them up and be like, hey, we'll trade you, you know, McDonald's for some Subway or for Burger King, whatever. And they had no problem doing that. Good old days. For like 2 years straight, I didn't pay for a single dollar into fast food. Alright guys, this is where I'm gonna end the video. I hope you like it. I don't got anything else much to say. So it's a beautiful day, and it sucks I gotta go to work here pretty soon. So peace out, and I'll catch you on the next one.